Hey guys, this is John Terry here. I just wanted to take this time to show you the grill cart that I made. I got a ton of questions, private messaged, and also on Facebook as to the dimensions, how I cut the top, and etc. So I figured I'd do a little video to kind of give you an idea of how I did it. Um, Basically, the entire top and the face plate here is all 2x6s. I made the lid holder here, and that's 2x4s. And I will get out the tape measure here just so you have an idea that the opening is about 6 inches. And if you'll notice that when I take the lid will just sit. The lid just sits in like that. It doesn't touch on the side, but it's a kind of a nice out of the way without having any hooks. So people ask, okay, how do you cut the top? Well, what I did is you take a pencil, but instead of tracing here, you lean it against here, lean it against the lid, and trace your line around this way. If you do it like this, that'll give you a total of a 1-inch gap around the wood. You go all the way around, leaning that pencil flat, trace all the way around, and that's your line to cut. Don't do it here on the lip, you'll be right on the wood. So if you set it here, lean it against the lid like this, go around, that'll give you your 1-inch gap. So here's where I cut, and if you notice, you see all the wood edges. This has been cooked on many times. There's no charring of the wood. By leaving that 1-inch gap, you allow enough air to get in there so that the heat of the kettle won't burn the wood. And I've used the Vortex. I've got this well over 600 degrees and there's no charring. So after you cut the hole, I used corner braces or L brackets. These are 3/4 inches by 3 inches. And then what I've done is a little hard to see on the video, but I angled the tops. I ground them down to almost like a 45-degree angle right there. So what that does is it makes a fine lip right here on the edge that will sit on the lip of the kettle. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna put this phone here. Okay, let me get my lid. I'm gonna put it back on the kettle. And you can take the entire kettle in and out if you need to clean it, if you want to change anything, whatever you want to do. When you do that, that lid now, or that kettle, the brace sits right underneath the lip. Some of this lighting might not be the best, but this is on, okay? You might have to bend them a little bit to get them in, but once it's in, this lid isn't going anywhere. Now, it looks like the handle is actually resting on the table, but if you look real close, there is a slight gap. The handle is not actually resting on the table. But that'll give you your 1-inch gap going all the way around. You won't have to worry about any kind of wood burning. And believe me, when I first did this and I fired up the grill, the hose was right next to me just in case. But yeah, there's no charring whatsoever. The rest of the grill is made with, I used pre-treated 2x4s for the legs. All the rest of this wood is all 1x4s with the 1xs for trim. And that's pretty much it. The wheels I got at Harbor Freight. Now if you want to look underneath, I supported, I didn't stain underneath it, but every one of these L brackets is underneath a piece of wood to support. So even if the screw comes out of that L bracket, that other 2x4 that's pretty much in there is holding it. So, you know, you got your 1-inch clearance all the way around. Some people ask, why do I have bricks underneath it? When I first learned about the grill carts, they recommended you have one on there just in case you get any drippings or the heat. I haven't found any heat, and nothing's dripping because of the ash catcher, but but that's how I put it there, and it's there. Around here is 1/2 inch just black pipe, very easy to make with a floor flange, an elbow. I used a 2.5 inch, I believe, nipple. You just want to have it enough where it's away. This whole thing probably weighs about 350 pounds. And then regular hardware, I made the doors. The doors are 13 inches each. And then inside the doors, you got some, I made a shelf. So I got storage. And I threw a couple little lights in here, battery operated, so at nighttime at least I can kind of see what's in the cabinet. The doors I just did with some 1-bys and screwed it to the wood. Put some magnetic latches on the bottom so it would catch. Those are, I believe they're 3-inch hinges. Bottle opener and catcher. I got the custom laser cut steel emblem here for off of Etsy. But yeah, so the grill cart overall dimensions, now I'm including the lid holder. The overall dimensions on here is 70 inches, so just shy of 6 feet. If you include the handle, you're at about 73.5 inches in length. The width on the table is 34 inches, just shy of 3 feet. And I got it at a height of, I'm a short guy, but anyway, it's at a height of about 38 inches, almost. Works out great for me. I used the gun stock stain and also used a water-based Varathane 4 coats for the outdoor protection. Helps with the water and with sun fading. But that's the cart. If you guys have any other questions, you know, give me a shout out on private message me or ask some questions. I was nervous about making my first cart, but after I made this one, now I got friends coming out of the woodwork asking me to make one for them. You'll see that I put these buttons on here. When I originally made the cart, I didn't have this face plate coming to extend the lid holder. I had it stopped here, and then you just saw the 2x4 and it looked unfinished. I actually had a couple people comment that it looked unfinished, so I took that off. I took the new 2x6, sanded it, stained it, and put the 4 coats, but then I couldn't fill the holes because I wouldn't be able to sand them down, so I just countersanked the screws and used the buttons and stained them the same color. I got to tell you, overall, I'm very happy with it. It's one of the first bigger projects that I made that really kind of had no plans, but worked out really well. So if this can help you out, I hope it did. If you got, like I said, if you got any other questions, let me know. But I enjoy it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.